Baba Yaga is a character that appears in Slavic mythology and is known for her mysteriousness and unpredictable nature. She is described as an old woman or witch who lives in the forest in isolation, away from society. She is often portrayed as a character unfriendly to people, indicating her negative role in folk culture. Characteristic of Baba Yaga is her appearance. She is described as an elderly woman with strands of hair on her head. The most famous descriptions are of her nose, which reaches down to her chin, and blue eyes with a terrifying expression. In the legends, she is often depicted with exceptionally long teeth protruding from her jaw. Baba Yaga has a characteristic hut, which is one of the most recognizable elements of her legend. The hut is built on a chicken leg or on wheels, allowing it to move through the forest. Baba Yaga's hut is portrayed as magical and hard to locate, as it changes its position according to Baba Yaga's will. In some versions of the legend, the hut appears suddenly in the forest and is surrounded by many obstacles such as barbed wire fences or thorny bushes. In other stories, the hut appears only when Baba Yaga allows it to. Baba Yaga's hut is portrayed as being made of unusual and unreal materials. It is often described as having a roof made of living fish, windows made of human eyes, and doors that open and close by themselves. Unusual objects can often be seen around the hut, such as sticks and staffs that serve magical functions. In some versions of the legend, to enter Baba Yaga's hut, one must know the password and make sacrifices that will appease the witch's wrath. In other stories, the hut opens by itself as soon as someone approaches it. In the stories about Baba Yaga, supernatural power is one of the most important elements of her character. In some myths, she is portrayed as the guardian of the world of the dead and helps people enter the realm of the dead. In these stories, Baba Yaga plays the role of a soul guide who can pass between the world of the living and the dead. She often helps people who want to find their loved ones who have gone to the other world. In other legends, Baba Yaga is considered a witch with power over nature and can cause storms and hurricanes. In these stories, her power over nature is unlimited, and her magical abilities are incredible. She can control elements such as fire, water, and air, as well as create spells and potions that can influence the fate of other people. In some stories, Baba Yaga is portrayed as a witch with power over animals. She is often said to have herds of horses that can fly. These horses resemble Pegasi, and their power allows Baba Yaga to travel through the sky. In some legends, her power over animals also includes the ability to change her form into any animal, allowing her to hide from people and move among wild animals. One of the most common themes associated with Baba Yaga is her connection to human fate. According to some beliefs, she could help people achieve their goals and predict the future. In these stories, Baba Yaga plays the role of a fortune teller or clairvoyant who can see what the future holds and help people achieve their goals. She often appears in people's lives when they are at a crossroads, when they have to make important decisions or face difficulties. However, in other stories, Baba Yaga is portrayed as an unfriendly character who devours children or people who accidentally appear in her forest. In these versions of the legend, her character is considered terrifying and dangerous. She is often portrayed as a character to be avoided and feared. In some stories, to enter her hut, you need to know the password and make sacrifices that will appease her anger and prevent an attack. In other legends, you simply need to know the way and be careful of the traps she sets. This contradiction in the stories of Baba Yaga, as both a good and evil character, reflects the complexity of her character and makes her one of the most mysterious figures in Slavic culture. Regardless of how she is portrayed, her power and extraordinariness make Baba Yaga one of the most important figures in Slavic culture. In some versions of the legend of Baba Yaga, there is a motif that she has daughters who possess similar supernatural powers as their mother. These daughters are often depicted as equally dangerous and powerful as Baba Yaga, and their characteristic features and appearance are also described in detail. One of the most famous daughters of Baba Yaga is Kikimora, who in some versions is described as a wild and aggressive woman who lives in burrows and caves. She is often considered a witch who can change her shape and deceive people. Another daughter of Baba Yaga, known as Marzana or Marina, is considered the goddess of death and winter. In some beliefs, she is depicted as a beautiful woman who can influence the fate of people and decide their destiny. There are also stories about other daughters of Baba Yaga, such as Zila, who is considered the goddess of diseases, and Ozwiena, who is a witch who could change shape and cast spells. Interestingly, some versions of the legend suggest that the daughters of Baba Yaga can oppose their mother and even defeat her. They are often depicted as independent and strong characters who have their own goals and ambitions. The motif of Baba Yaga's daughters adds even more mystery and unpredictability to the already complex character of the witch. Baba Yaga is a character that fascinates people all over the world and often appears in various forms in popular culture. Her image and history inspire many artists, and her character is often used in literature, film, computer games, and art. Hansel and Gretel. This is a well-known fairy tale with two children in the lead roles. In the children's version of the fairy tale, the children are tempted by gingerbread and other sweets and end up at Baba Yaga's house. After a few clever moves, they manage to escape. In earlier versions of this legend, described by the famous Grimm brothers, the witch kidnaps children and tortures them cruelly. The fairy tale in this version is brutal and full of violence like all Grimm's fairy tales. This fairy tale has had many adaptations. Baba Yaga and Vasilisa the Brave. This is a Russian fairy tale in which Baba Yaga appears as a wise, cruel, but fair goddess. This fairy tale probably dates back to pre-Christian times. In the book, Women Who Run with the Wolves, you will find a more elaborate version of this old Russian fairy tale. Baba Yaga's character is also popular in computer games. In the game, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, Baba Yaga appears as one of the characters with whom the player can meet and fight. Baba Yaga also appears in art, both traditional and contemporary. Many artists use her character as inspiration for creating their works, and her image is often used in sculptures, paintings, or artistic installations. All these examples show how much Baba Yaga's character has influenced popular culture worldwide, and how strongly it is associated with Slavic tradition and its mythology. All these stories and beliefs reflect the power and strength of Baba Yaga, who in Slavic culture is considered one of the most powerful figures. Her supernatural powers and abilities make her not only a terrifying character, but also fascinating and mysterious. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy, please subscribe to my channel and give a thumbs up.